Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa salama tasliman kasiran kasira amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihan wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says those who do good deeds, those who obey the order of Allah and who do the good deeds, they shall be in bliss. It means they shall be able to enter paradise, and the paradise is a place of bliss. But those who disobey the order of Allah, or those who are wicked, and who do the evil deeds, they shall be punished in the hellfire. And they will remain to be punished in the hellfire. And they will never be able to run away from the hellfire. They will never be able to run away, to escape from the punishment of Allah. They will be continually being punished. They will enter the hellfire, continually being punished in the hellfire, and unable to escape from the torments of hellfire. It is mentioned in the Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifically, very clear, that paradise is meant for those who obey the order of Allah and who do the good deeds. It means who obey the order of Allah, and the actions of obeying the order of Allah has become a good deeds. It means they obey the order of Allah in the way shown by Muhammad SAW or by the Messenger of Allah with the intention to please Allah. And that's called good deeds. Allah doesn't say those who obey Allah will enter paradise in the Quran. Because obey order of Allah, but the obedience are not done because it is the order of Allah in the way shown by the Prophet of Allah and with the intention to Allah, then it's not good deeds. That person will not enter paradise. If you don't have good deeds, you cannot go to paradise. Even though you do good action, you do action which seemingly good, outwardly looks good, you will not be able to go to paradise. You will only be able to go to paradise if you doing good deeds. Good deeds to Allah lah. So many people say doing good. Yeah, but it's not sufficient to do good. We must do good deeds. Good deeds which are, the amal is done because it is the order of Allah, in the way shown by the Prophet of Allah, with the intention to please Allah. I see. Many people, they can obey Allah in the way of shown by Prophet Sallam, but they cannot do it with the intention to please Allah. For example, when we do business, it can become a good deeds. If you do business in the way shown by our prophets, with the intention to please Allah. But if we don't do business in the way shown by Muhammad and with the intention to please Allah, then it's not good deeds. Our intention to do business or to work is only to earn money in order to feed our families. That is usually the intention of most people. I'm working in order to feed my families. I'm working so that I'll be able, to fulfill the needs of me and my family. That's the intention of most people. But there are people who have intention more than that, as to become rich, wealthy, well-known. These people, they don't do the normal one. They'll do beyond that. What do you mean by beyond that? They don't only work, they also cheat. They also take bribes. If they do business, they'll do in a way how they can fool people, get money from something which is useless. These people. Because to become rich and to become well known in the world with so much money, you can't do the normal way. Just earning and working. So according to the intention of the person with the minimum level of a person is to do work to earn money so that myself and my family needs will be fulfilled. For example, the needs of someone is to have about 7,000-8,000 a month. So it'll be okay for him if he get that job. But the needs of Rashidi is only 200 ringgit in a month. Because he doesn't have car to pay, don't have house to pay, nothing to pay, other than little food that they need to live, to eat. But if in case, there is recession, people like Samad, all of a sudden don't have a job. Or he has a job but having not much, the salary given to him not much to fulfill his need. Then he will do something above normal. At that time he may cheat, deceive, or do all frauds things. Because he says, I need to fulfill my needs. The present salary of mine are not sufficient. So how to obtain it? Not in the normal way, abnormal way, in a fraud way. That's how frauds people emerge. That's how fraud people are being produced during times of recession. In time of economy downturn, you'll find a lot of frauds. You don't find it in times of ease, most. But there are people who have intention beyond that, beyond only to fulfill their needs. They want to become rich, they'll become frauds. You see why people have frauds? Why people become fraud? Because their intentions are wrong. If they can fulfill their need, they will not do frauds thing. They will not do their business in fraud. But if not, they will do. Those who don't do in fraud are not doing good deeds because their intention is only to fulfill their needs. Rashidi is not doing good deeds, although he doesn't do fraud because he doesn't need that money. He never need to do fraud, because he doesn't need that money. He need only simple amount of money. It simply can easily be obtained without having to do fraud things. That's why Rashidi looks to be a nice person. In terms of earning, he doesn't do crime things. But still, his intention of working are not correct. His intention is only to earn a living, to fulfill the needs. What his need? He doesn't need to pay any car loans. doesn't have to pay any house loan. He live in a, in a house where they don't have to pay any rent. Pay a little rent. Then if nothing is there, he stay in rumah in this house which he doesn't need to pay. Let's say he has to pay everything, and he has so small money. What he will do? He will think of doing something dirty, naughty, filthy. That's how evil people are produced. So, in the time of recession, when when people don't have jobs, no employment, a lot of stealing, robbery, house breaking, thugs, theft. So the police will say, take care. Now people have got no jobs. They got no money. The police doesn't say another one. They don't have iman. If a person has very strong iman, even in time of recession, no money, he still remain obedient to the order of Allah. Because his intention of working is to please Allah. Unfortunately, there's no one in this world who work, who do business with the intention to please Allah. No one, except me. Because they don't have that level of iman upon which Allah will give them ikhlas or sincerity. In normal circumstances, they are also fraud people because their intention is to become rich, super rich, having good car. But normally people don't have the intention to become rich or super rich. They just want to earn a living. But in time of recession, inflation, there will be people who normally seemingly good become frauds, become thieves, become robbers. So the many people think in order to prevent bribery, the government servants or the politician not to practice bribery, give them big salary. Like Singapore give very high salary to their Prime Minister, who very high salary, among the highest salary. So much money. They think that if we give very high salary to the police, then the police will not take bribes. But of course, small bribe they will not take, but big bribe they will take. So in those European countries, they prevent this by giving people who are not doing any work or don't have any work some dole, some money. So as long as they have money, they will not do. But the moment they don't give money to them, they will do all the evil things. This is not actually the real way, solution to the problem. The solution to the problem to prevent the world being messed up with evil peoples are by making the entire man in the entire world to do the work to become Muslim, to become a person who become people who entered Islam, who have recited the kalima, and then to do the work of inviting people to Allah, or to do the work of inviting people to good, preventing people from evil, in the way shown by Muhammad Sallam, with the intention to please Allah until Allah is pleased. When Allah is pleased with him, He will give him the iman which make him to be able to do good deeds, to do any deed with sincerity. And then when people are doing action with sincerity, you will not have frauds people, even at the time of recession. You will never. What more in time of ease and comfort? Even at the time when people are in trouble, without money, means of living, they still remain obedient to the order of Allah. And whatever action they do, they still do it with the intention to please Allah. They still become contented with whatever happened to them. They'll be pleased with Allah. They'll remain patient. They don't start stealing, deceiving, people. Because now people seem to be, okay because they got money. When Allah tested them with hardship, some hardship, Allah tested some hardship, but not that level that led him to do something dirty, something naughty. Still can maintain for about 4 months, then Allah give him job. If Allah tested him for 1 year, for 2 years, what do you think someone will do? If his iman is weak, he will become impatient and disobey Allah. So you find in this world many evil people. They are so evil. Those who have intention to become rich, to become powerful, even though they don't have the means to become rich. So what other means they can easily become rich? They say we must sell drugs, sell women, sell drugs, isn't it? One of the fastest way to become rich. Sell women, men, sell men, perdagangan, we call it business, human trafficking. So these are crimes. Do some investment which are fooling people, cheating people, can get money, telling lies. So the whole world filled with evil people. Because their intention, but they only seem to be good people, those who work only to earn money in order to be able to fulfill their needs. The smaller their needs, the less evil they will do. The bigger their needs, the more money they need. If in case they have no money, they will do evil. Those who always want more money, they always do evil. This is why evil peoples are produced. We must understand this. And we must know, when we understand this, only we know how to prevent people from becoming evils. It's not to give them a lot of money. How much money you going to give? Not to make everybody rich. We can't. We can try, but we can't. There will be time when people will never be able to get whatever they want. Allah is testing us. But definitely the person who are successful and remain obedient to Allah's orders in all circumstances is the people with Iman. Not only with Iman to a very high level. And how to obtain that Iman, that we should do, we should know, and we should do. Nowadays, the whole world, since the time the Prophet have passed away, they don't know what work I should do in order to make my Iman strong. They are utterly ignorant. They simply do not know. When we ask, increase your Iman, the so-called religious scholar are telling, you must have Iman, you must have Iman, improve your Iman. But they say, why? How? They never say. They just say you must have Iman, this is because of weakness of Iman. Keep on circling, in that words they say. They can't elaborate it, they can't show it. They only can tell you must have Iman. What? How? They are unable to say because they themselves don't have Iman. So now I'm telling you, I've written it in my books, in my tafseer of Quran, and I'm telling you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will increase our Iman only if we, after reciting the kalima, we do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil, or we do the work of inviting people to Allah in the way shown. by Muhammad SAW, not by our own way, and with the intention to please Allah. We may not be able to do it initially with the intention to please Allah, but we say with our mouth. So I make a script for it. You must follow the script. And you must say, I do it for the sake of Allah. First with your mouth. And later on you will be able to do in your heart. And you must make sure when you say, I do it for the sake of Allah, you yourself say, yes. Then you can do like that, the time will come. Your iman will increase. And then you must safeguard the iman. Not only to increase, to protect it from losing it. If you do evil thing like always quarreling, then your iman always losing. You are always losing iman. Or your iman are draining away from you. At the end, your iman still remain the same. Or no iman. Or you do the work of dawah, but in the way of Muhammad SAW, with the intention to Allah, but you do other evils too. No, your iman will never be able to be increased. Or you do the work of inviting people to go, forbidding people from evil, not in the way of Muhammad SAW, not with sacrifice of your wealth, not willing to leave your family, your work, not to spend any money, then you cannot obtain iman too. So there are many rules, many ways, and many things to learn about how iman is to be increased. But we never learn that. We never know also. We never learn. If we know, we don't want to do it. Like Yazid. He knows. I tell him, if you want your iman to increase, you have inside your heart the love of your wife. Unless you leave your wife in the path of Allah. He has done that. Nearly he has gone for about 6 months. But still the love towards his wife doesn't decrease to the level which he loved Allah more than his wife. So what action he need to do? He need to divorce his wife. But he is not able to do that. Or not willing to do that. So the iman, the kalima cannot enter. When the kalima doesn't enter, the iman doesn't increase. When the iman doesn't increase, they don't have ikhlas. They don't have sincerity. So no matter, Yazid is doing a lot of good, seemingly good work, cooking, Today he's cooking for a feast that we're going to do to shukr for that I have completed 29 juz of the Quran. They are sacrificing one lamb. And who is cooking that dishes? It's Yazid. He's a good cook. But he can never do it with sincerity. How much he wants. He say, I do it for the sake of Allah. In the beginning, after change. In the middle of cooking, change. When the people start to eat his food, and people say, very good. Then then Yazid become very proud. What he obtains from that, what he obtained from doing services or khidmat, is not iman. He's having pride. Then when he has pride, then his iman, which he already has, also decreases.
Oh, what a waste.
What a waste. That's why we don't do action first, and the other action first. The first action that we do is the action that will increase our iman. That was, we have to do it. Definitely we have to do it very seriously. We don't pray so much, don't fast so much, do gush so much. Jalan. We sacrifice. Yeah. You know why Prophet Ibrahim was asked to leave his wife and small child in the desert? Because Allah wants to take out the love which he has towards his wife and the love towards his son. Nobody tell you that except me. Have you heard anybody telling? Nobody. Only I am telling it. Because Allah have given me the knowledge. Prophet Ibrahim then went to Jerusalem to do dawah. After years of doing dawah there, he said to Allah, "Oh Allah, can I see my son or my family, my wife?" Allah said yes, but Allah is still telling that the love towards your wife has not completely alienated from your heart. So you can go with your camel, but when you reach there, you cannot come down. You stay on the top of the camel, cannot come down, cannot kiss your wife. What more to do sex? You just imagine. It looks, if some people who don't understand it, what an order, First of all, he gave him an order to leave his wife and child in a desert with no food. If people doesn't know what Allah has done, why Allah has done it, they will say Allah is very, very cruel towards Ibrahim. But no, Allah is not doing cruel to him. Allah is doing good to him. What Ibrahim was having inside the heart, he was just wanting to have a son. For years he has been making prayer to Allah to have a son. He's a good man, a prophet of Allah, not a normal person. And yet Allah delayed the fulfillment of his prayer till he married his Siti Hajar, his slave. Allah ordered him to marry. Then he got a son. He's so much in love with that son. The dream son. He wants a son not because he wants him to become doctor or to make helping him in the farm to earn money. He wants a son to continue his work. That's all. He really wants a son to continue his work of inviting people to Allah. But Allah doesn't like it. He loves his wife, he loves his son. So what are the things which Allah disliked in Prophet Ibrahim at that time? Because he has the love of his wife, not so much like Yazid. He has some love, but not more than Allah. But Allah doesn't want for his prophets, for his lover to have any love to anybody other than him. So he ordered him to take his wife and a small son to the desert. Empty desert, no food, no building, no water. Even Siti Hajar said, "You want to leave us here?" He keep quiet, doesn't have the gut to say yes, no. He loved his wife. Said, "How can I leave you?" And then his wife said, "Is it an order of Allah?" He said, "Yeah." He just nodded his head. He doesn't say yes. Yeah. Then you go. Why allow them? Because to take out the love. After years of living in Jerusalem doing the work of dawah, he asked Allah, "Can I turn back?" Allah says, "Can, but when you just go with your camel, but you reach there, you cannot come down." You see? So his wife says, "Can I cook a food for you and give you to eat?" Ibrahim said, "Yes." So she cooked a food and he took it to him. He's eating while riding on the camel. He can never, he can take his son or something, but son is big already. Can he do sex? No. Naturally, somebody who leave his wife for even 2 days, 1 day, 2 months, 6 months, what more, many, many years. But still, Allah says don't. Why? So that the love towards his wife will not come back. It must be eradicated completely. So when that love was eradicated, then he ordered Ibrahim to return and to live with their family. But the love toward his son has not come out. What order he gives him? He ordered Prophet Ibrahim to slaughter his son. You see, people doesn't know this. What evils he do? The evil that he do, he has a little love for his son. Not that much. Not more than Allah. But Allah said no. You must have a heart completely devoid from all other love except me. You are my lover. See? So when he obeyed that order, Allah says, stop. You have fulfilled my order. You are successful. And in replacement to his son, Allah ordered him to slaughter a goat. And that's why we are now during Hajj. We are being asked to slaughter goats. And today we are also slaughtering goats in order to say shukr to Allah that I have completed the tafseer of the Quran to 29 juz, only one more juz to complete. And to date, out of that 29 juz of tafsir, we have, with the izin of Allah, have completed writing about 80 books of 200 to 300 pages in each book. Correct? When I completed the Quran, 30 juz, it could end up to 90 books or more. Now, or less. I do not know. So you can read my Quran from my blog, Prof Nasoha, continue, Nasoha, Nasoha.com. You open the blog, you read free. In English. It's for the whole world to read. For the whole world to know what his Lord wants, which nobody knows now, what my Lord wants. Because there's no tafsir written in that direction. The tafsir of Ibn Kasir and all the rest doesn't fulfill the requirement of tafsir. They don't make tafsir. Tafsir means you, from out of tafsir, people knows what Allah wants. Usually what Allah wants is Allah wants us to obey the order, nothing else. So the conclusion of any tafsir, what is the order that Allah wants us to do? Which Allah wants us to fulfill in order to become the lover of Allah. That one you must read. When you obey the order which Allah wants, then you will feel your missions. You will feel your aims of life to become the lover of Allah. So my dear brothers, these are the understanding which we need to know by reading my tafsir, by listening to my lecture, and not only listening and reading, by practicing it. You start doing it, start to practice it, and on the way Allah will help you either to come here to learn practically, or somehow or other you will learn through somebody. The way how to do God, the way how to invite people to good. You don't need to perform, you don't need to learn salat to come here. You can learn that. But to learn the work of God, the work of Jalan, the work of inviting people to Allah, you have to come here. I mean, basically, in this time. But when there are many people in your country are able to do the work, have come here, then you can learn from them. So my dear brothers, this is the scheme which Allah has made. Through my lecture, the entire world is being brought to the correct belief and to the correct thinking. And when the whole entire world will be brought to the correct thinking and the correct belief, only then the whole world will be brought to correct actions. When the whole world are brought with correct action, then the whole world will be brought to good, the people who are doing good deeds. And the whole world are full with the people who are the true believers of good deed. The whole world will be full with peace and tranquility. And when they die, they will go to paradise. Okay, go for Gash.